Back then, the first car had just been built in Kokomo, but most people still drove around in buggies drawn by horses. There were no DVDs, no microwave mac and cheese, no air conditioning. People had blocks of ice delivered to their refrigerators or ice boxes to keep their food fresh.
Indianapolis was a growing city in 1900. There were factories, businesses, and shops of all kinds. The Soldiers and Sailors Monument was being built on the circle. Boys and girls were learning about President Teddy Roosevelt and reading books like Orphan Annie by Indianapolis poet James Whitcomb Riley.
And a young teacher, Miss Frederica Allen, decided to open a school just for girls at the corner of 16th and Meridian. This is where our story starts.
I am Fredonia Allen. I am a teacher. It is 1901, and next year I will open a new school which I will call Tudor Hall School for Girls after my mother, Ann Tudor Allen. This new school will help young ladies prepare for college. It'll be a wonderful place.
And so, on September of 1902, the doors opened to Tudor Hall School for Girls. Miss Allen's Tudor Hall became a very popular school in Indianapolis.
I'm a member of the class in 1903, the first class to graduate from Tudor Hall. What a wonderful year it was. Of course, Miss Allen was quite strict, but we learned such a lot of things. There are 9 girls in my graduating class, and on the day of graduation, we wore white dresses and carried 18 red roses.
The first tradition of Park Tudor School started with the first graduating class. Today, the girls still wear white dresses and carry red roses at commencement. Tudor Hall became well known for giving girls an excellent education. But what about the boys?
I have admired Miss Allen's school for some time. I'm Wendell Brooks, and next year, in 1914, I will open Brooks Preparatory School for Boys. Our school will be very near Tudor Hall, so I hope we might invite Miss Allen and her girls to visit us now and again. Brooks Preparatory School is a fine school. We boys study science, history, mathematics, and grammar, and we have athletic teams in football and baseball. When a boy does well at Brooks Preparatory School, he receives a sweater with the letter P on it for preparatory.
And so we learn of another tradition of our school. The upper schoolers' letter jackets have a P and T on them. But is the P for preparatory or park? Maybe we should find out.
Well, the Brooks School ran into financial trouble in 1920. 7 fathers bought Brooks School and moved it across from Thomas Taggart Park. Then they changed the name to, you guessed it, Park School.
I'm glad to be a student at Park School. The teachers do demand a lot, but I really like them. We have a school newspaper, the red and black. Those are our colors. And our mascot is the panther. Tudor and Park are still close. We do dances, and every year we perform together in a play.
Aha! 2 traditions discovered. The panther comes from Park School, and now we know that our red comes from Park School's colors of red and black. Well, we've heard about Park. How's Tudor doing?
I am Miss I. Hilda Stewart. I have been Tudor Hall's 4th headmistress for 30 years. In that time, we have added many activity clubs, and girls go to school all day. Yes, until 1927, girls only attended school until noon. It is 1958, and Tudor Hall has grown so big, we must build a new building that will be very near Park School.
Hi girls, don't you just love this new school building? Now we have time to take space, now we have space to take walks down by the creek and play field hockey.
Our clubs are growing too. The Chronicle Yearbook, the French clubs, and our green and white teams. Those are our school colors.
Oh, and don't forget about the dance next weekend with those dreamy Park boys. Don't you just love 1960?
Eureka! 2 more traditions spotted. The Chronicle, our yearbook, came from Tudor Hall, and the white in our colors come from Tudor School colors. Okay, but don't you want to know how Park School and Tudor Hall became Park Tudor? Let's find out.
I am Josiah Kirby Lillian. My grandfather started Eli Lillian Company, where my father, my brother, and I worked. My family owned all of this land you know as Park Tudor School. Here, we grew apple and pear trees. In 1965, I gave this land to Park School and Tudor Hall, hoping they would build a new school together.
I am Bill McCluskey, Park School's last headmaster and Park Tudor's first. In 1967, we moved to Mr. Lilly's orchard. Our first school building is your lower school. Clues Commons was the lunchroom and auditorium. We had only 1 gym and no upper school. So, in 1970, we built the upper gym and the upper school.
Did you notice that Mr. McCuskey said the first school building on campus? There is one building that is older than anyone in this room. Eli Lilly built Foster Hall in 1927 to house his family's big pipe organ. And his brother, Josiah, needed a place for his huge collection of music by American composer Stephen Foster, the biggest collection in America.
You see, Park Tudor has lots of interesting history to tell. I am Alma Whitford, Tudor Hall's last headmistress. It is 1970, and this merger between Park and Tudor will make our school stronger. We have worked very hard to keep the important traditions of both schools, and will make some new traditions too.
I am a Park Tudor student. I may be in 5th grade, in middle school, or even a senior. I probably play a sport or musical instrument, and I might dance or act. I speak a foreign language, sometimes two, and I love math or history or reading or English or science. Our school was a great school in 1902, and it still is a great school.
I am George Young, the second headmaster at Park Tudor School. In 1976, we built Ayers Auditorium and the Fine Arts Building because our school really grew in those first few years, especially in the fine arts. The teachers from Park and Tudor joined together to help make this a fine new school.
Since Park and Tudor merged in 1970, our school has grown from those first 9 graduates. In 1987, Park Tudor welcomed its third headmaster, Bruce Scalbrin, and our campus began to grow again.
Since 1987, we have added 4 new buildings and we have renovated 2 more. In 2002, our 4th head of school, Mr. Doug Jennings, came to lead us into the new century.
In 1903, 9 girls graduated from Tudor Hall. More than 100 years later, in 2010, 105 girls and boys will graduate. Just like the first graduates of Tudor and Park, we are all part of a great tradition of education.
You see, Park and Tudor are like our parents or grandparents. Some of each school will always be in us. But you and I will create new traditions for the students of Park Tudor in the years to come.